Capricorn, February. So, Capricorn, it's kind of a quieter month for you, which I'm sure you're not upset about after all those 16 years of dealing with Pluto in your sign. I'm sure you're relieved to have some quiet, okay? Now, you do have a trine going on with the planet Uranus in the earth sign of Taurus. You're in earth sign Capricorn, so you make this positive triangle with Uranus and Taurus. So Uranus is the planet of unexpected, and Taurus is this grounded earth sign, right? So this can bring in monies out of the blue, things of value out of the blue. This is a positive aspect. Now, across from you, Capricorn, whether you be a Capricorn sun or a Capricorn moon or Capricorn rising, across from you is going to be Mars in the sign of Cancer. Now, Mars is the planet of action. Cancer is the watery, emotional, kind of mothering sign. And remember, Mars is in retrograde, so it's moving backwards in degrees in astrology. So this can be interesting, having a retrograde planet such as Mars, which doesn't do that well in the sign of Cancer, across from you. So you could be feeling frustrated. You could feel like things aren't moving the way that you want to. Maybe every once in a while you get a little something that's exciting, but then otherwise you're kind of like, might feel like you're churning in emotions. Okay. So that'll work itself out this month. Mars will go direct. I believe it's on the 23rd of the month. Okay. Now, remember how I said that you're enjoying the quiet of Pluto not being in your sign? Well, that's true for most of you Capricorns. Now, Pluto is sitting at 2 degrees of Aquarius. So that means that anybody born after January 12th, any of you Capricorns after January 12th and on, you are still pretty close to Pluto. Okay. So at least Pluto has moved into Aquarius. It's not in your sign, but there's still a lot here about intensity. All right. So just pay attention to what's being shown to you that isn't working, and allow the change to come in, okay? But again, this first quarter of 2025 isn't a great time for major action because of this Mars retrograde, followed by a Venus retrograde, followed by a Mercury retrograde. Plus, there was a few retrogrades before this. So we're in this like wacky time. I know it's frustrating. I know it's emotional. We have a lot of planets and water signs, but by May, we're going to be feeling good. Okay. There's going to be a lot more forward energy. So I did a little pre-reading for you, Capricorn. And the first card that came up was the 4 of Cups. And this version is from the Curious Creatures Tarot deck. And everybody's got animal heads in this deck. So here's this little bunny, and she's her vision's over there looking at 3 cups. And 3 of Cups is usually like a celebration, right? It's usually 3 women toasting. So it looks like she's kind of looking at the things that bring her joy. She looks a little complacent, but somebody's over there handing her a cup, another cup, the cup of satisfaction, with some like rose-colored glasses. All right. She hasn't quite seen that yet. So you might just be feeling a little complacent. You might be feeling like the things that really brought you joy in the past, maybe not feeling it so much, especially if you live up here in New England right now. But it's just showing me that other things are coming in soon. Here's the 9 of Swords, which is definitely, a lot on the mind. She's feeling a little scared or a little self-conscious, all right? 9 of Swords is just a lot of thinking. It's a lot of air, a lot of thinking, okay? So she's kind of wanting to feel good in her own bedroom, probably is what that is. So let's see what else is going on here. Got the Hermit showing up. Virgo energy. This is actually the card of the year for us, right? Because 2025 equals 9, and number 9 in the tarot deck is the Hermit. So he's out there and he is just kind of connecting to his higher power. Let's see a lot of footsteps, like it took him a long walk to get there. So just taking some time out for yourself, kind of airing things out and being able to just find some sanity in it all. Now, the Ace of Pentacles shows up. So it looks like there's some good things coming in. Okay. Ace of value. This could even just be money coming in or anything important. If you're looking for a relationship, there's a lovely lady there holding the pentacle. So it looks like really on this end, you're almost being offered the Ace of Cups here, the cup of satisfaction. And over here, you're being offered this beautiful pentacle. Okay. So the cards in the middle are both like air cards, and they can be like a really active mind, and so we could just be overthinking it all, but really some beautiful things are happening, so just keep that in mind. Okay, I pulled you a oracle card, and it is from the Rose Oracle, and it says the Rose of Venus: alignment, flow, right relationship, and harmony. And look at, there's like a little couple in there, right? Embracing. So your cards kind of read to me like maybe you've given up on love, or maybe you've given up on finding like the life that's really going to satisfy you, and you've been thinking a lot about it, and you're trying to just like let go of that way of thinking, and then it's showing that that's the right way for you to let it go, because it's coming in, it's showing up. All right, so not a bad thing. Now let's see. That was your pre-reading. So let's do a live reading, okay? And I'm going to just put a few cards on the table. I have not looked at any of these cards yet. I only look at the pre-reading. And so let's see. Got a couple fun decks here. Let's see what we got going on, all right? Let me put a couple oracles out here too. I'm digging this 8 coins astrology oracle. Love mixing astrology in. All right, so the first card here from the Curious Creatures is the 5 of Wands. And so there's some push and pull going on. I think this is an internal push and pull, kind of like, I think you're just tired of the internal fight with yourself. And this is like an opposition, right? There's one person pulling on one side, one person pulling on the other. You've got this opposition with Mars, and Mars wants to go, and sometimes Mars wants to fight, all right? So it's kind of like you've got this push-pull going on. Now, next card, there's a Page of Emotions. And I love that that's like almost like looking into her sacral chakra there and her heart chakra. Page of Emotions is young energy. And it's kind of almost like we're talking about like alignment, flow, right relationship. And you can see everything's kind of flowing here. All right. It might feel new because it's a page. Things are starting to flow, and so these ideas that these right people can come in is actually true. Now let's see what else we've got. We've got the Ace of Swords, new thought. This is, in some ways, feels like your third ace that showed up. Ace of the Mind, and his eyes are closed, and so there's a new way of thinking, and maybe you're releasing some old thought that isn't working, like the idea that the right relationship won't show up or the right people won't show up, because looks like they will. You've got the Judgment card here from this beautiful Inner Light Tarot. This is a Scorpio card about releasing the past. And it usually has implications of relationships, because the Judgment card is card number 20, and that would be a 2 in numerology. And so there's a release here. She is releasing. Okay, so making space, letting go of some of these old memories of things that didn't work out, knowing that the right things for you are aligning with you. You just might not have noticed yet. Let's see what your oracles are. You got Neptune. So we know that Neptune right now is in its own sign of Pisces. Neptune is the great healer. And Neptune brings in illusion, delusion. But we know that we've had Venus hanging out in the sign of Pisces for a while. It's actually going to move into Aries this month, in the beginning of the month. We know we've got a lot of planets in Pisces because Neptune rules Pisces. So when Pisces is involved, we can envision things. We can feel. We can take some time out, rest, retreat, feel better. Okay, and start envisioning what it is that you want. Here's Aquarius card. Now, we're in Aquarius season. That's a wild looking Aquarius card. It's like a heron on her head. Okay, so Aquarius is the water bearer, right? And the water bearer. Now, Aquarius season, we've got a lot of planets in Aquarius right now, and the sun's going to be there most of the month until it moves into Pisces, which you had Neptune here. So there's some things here pouring out. Aquarius is an air sign. It can think a lot. It's a genius of the zodiac. So you got to pour out some of these ideas about, I just keep getting relationships. Even that heron being there, I know I love herons, and I know that they really are mostly solo creatures. I think they only come together to mate. So there's something here about thinking that you're just going to be alone, or that pleasure's just in the mating and not in the everyday life kind of stuff. There's something here about your ideas about love. And Neptune's coming in, and it's like, no, it's coming for you. There's good feelings for you. There's it's just kind of asking you to let go of some of this old relationship stuff, and asking you not to be like, yeah, you might be scared, but do it anyways. Like, open yourself up to new people, whether this is love or whether this is just friendship. All right, so this is your reading. Now let's go into a week by week reading here. And let's see, we're using the little Golden Art Nouveau tarot cards, and we're going to pull one for each week and see what you need to know this February. Okay, week 1. Here's the 9 of Wands. Now, the 9 of Wands can be a card of being really overstimulated. He's got a lot going on. He's overseeing a lot. He looks like he has a little bit of a head injury, maybe. And it's coming in under this 5 of Wands, where there's like this push and pull, and he just looks tired. Okay, so be aware of that. Week 1 of February. Week 2, Valentine's Day week, the Chariot shows up. And the Chariot is a vehicle in motion. But the Chariot trusts feelings because the Chariot's ruled by the moon. So he's pulled in the right direction, okay? Coming in under this page of emotions. So trust where you're being pulled. If you're being invited to go places and you want to meet people, you might want to show up if it feels right to you, the Chariot, okay? Week 3, the 4 of Cups. This is the second time you've gotten the 4 of Cups. This was the first time up here. And then it shows up again in week 3. And this is the cup of satisfaction. It's coming out of the sky and it's being handed to you. So you just need to almost open your eyes and see it. Interesting that his eyes are closed and his eyes are either closed or looking down. Okay, so you kind of got to look up and look around and see what is being offered to you. Week 4, the Hanged Man. He's shown up in like every reading. And the Hanged Man is a card of divine delay. It's Pisces energy. It's coming in under this Judgment card, which is like a Scorpio card. So you got a lot of water. And I think you're just doing a lot of healing. And so just allow yourself that pause. Know that the healing takes a lot of energy. And so by week 4, making sure that you get the rest that you need. Okay, that's a card of divine delay. So don't expect a lot of forward movement this first quarter. But there will be a lot more movement come May. Okay, so we're going to throw some charms onto this calendar here. Just looking for some power days. And we're just having fun with this, okay? This is just to see if anything jumps out to you. Let's roll some dice also. All right, let's see what we got going on. The dice read Saturn, Virgo in the 11th house. Okay, so Saturn is the planet of responsibility and hardship and the planet of long-term success. Okay, it has to do with your career and your reputation and your long-term standing in this world. Okay, in the sign of Virgo, the very detailed, analytical sign of Virgo, and then it's the 11th house, the house of your hopes and your dreams, the bigger picture. And you know, this is kind of a repetition of what the card said. There was a lot of analyzing going on. It was easy to get stuck in your mind, but this is asking you to remember what your hopes and dreams are, to focus on the details and to get towards getting what you want. Okay. And so the 11th house sometimes kind of purges us from the things that don't work. Okay. So Saturn up at the top, there we have this little symbol for like the lion. I think that's like the Scottish flag right there up at the top. You have the letter Z and you have prayer hands up at the top. Okay. So that's kind of, to me, that's like what's really important up at the top. So connecting, If you have Scottish ancestors, that's kind of coming through to me, connecting with them. Now you also have a music symbol up at the top and I think this is a bear. Okay, so a bear, remember, bears kind of like walk in circles. They walk in the same territory. So there's something here about your home, your home area, the roads you travel, and then there's music symbol, which is nice to see, very creative energy. Now you got a lot going on the 4th of February. You have a unicycle, a wand, a snail, and a charm that says Saint Christopher in land or sea or air, hold us safe. Okay, Saint Christopher. So the 4th has a lot of energy. The 6th has a second quarter moon symbol there on the 6th. So some energy there. This Virgo, you could kind of say maybe it's on the 7th. So some energy there too. Then we have a little dog on the 10th. The 11th has a lot going on. It's got a little toy soldier. It's got a unicorn, a joker, a moon, sun, and another moon. Okay, so we know the moon, sometimes when there's a lot of moon energy, things can get a little moody. So just keep an eye on that on the 11th. But then there's also like some really fun energy there. So the 11th, the 4th and the 11th are where you have most of the energy. On the 12th, this is, what is that little thing? Oh, it's a little witch on a broom on the 12th. So she's flying somewhere. Okay. The 14th, you got N34. You got a purple heart, a cross. So a lot of energy on Valentine's Day. N34, purple heart, and a cross. The 15th, you got a little broom and an engagement ring. Ooh, or a diamond ring there on the 15th. And we know the 15th is a great day to celebrate Valentine's Day because the moon will be in Libra. And there's just some really nice energy there. So, but because you're Capricorn and the moon will be in Virgo on Valentine's Day, which is an earth sign, so it'll be trining you, which is a positive aspect. So you actually could do really well celebrating Valentine's Day on the 14th or the whole weekend, but Sunday's the least best day for it, okay? So remember, Valentine's Day is a man-made holiday and you do not need to celebrate it unless you want to, all right? Now, on the 16th, you have the letter W. We also have a B under here on the 23rd. It's kind of like black and white, BW. And that's kind of what I was getting in your reading, too. It's very black and white. It's like, it's just very caught up in like details. But don't forget the magic is what I was getting. All right, on the 19th, you have the letter O. On the 20th, you have a U. On the 24th, you have the 11th house that we rolled. The 25th has a little house. 27th has an E, another E on the 28th, along with a star and a U. And let's see, what do we have down at the bottom? An H with an angel. Where's a fairy and a circle? Okay, so can we make any words here? B, not much I can do with that Z. B, well, the word B-E-E. And not much else. We and B. Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's look at the calendar and see what the dice tell us for power days, okay? So you rolled Saturn, which is your ruling planet, Capricorn. The moon will be in the sign of Capricorn starting on Saturday the 22nd at 6:09 p.m. It'll be there Sunday the 23rd when Mars, the planet of action, goes direct. It will continue there on the 24th into the 25th until 12:40 a.m. But then it goes into the sign of Aquarius, which you also rolled. So you continue to have power days to 25th, the 26th, and the 27th right up until 3:46 a.m. Later that day will be the Pisces new moon. Now, what else did you roll? Virgo. So let me give you some Virgo days. And please comment and let me know if any of this, if you are appreciating the dice and the charms. I'm just curious. Okay, so the moon moves into Virgo after our full moon on Wednesday at 8:07 p.m. And then it will stay in Virgo through the 13th and the 14th and the 15th until 6:45 a.m. And that 14th came up on both sides of the reading. So I think you could have a fabulous Valentine's Day or a fabulous Friday, the 14th of February. Thanks so much for listening. Have a good one.